Morning children. So next we are coming to, already we have discussed the introduction part of this chapter, that is chemical kinetics. Next, how we will find out, we will discuss that the rate law for zero order first order reaction, how we can find out it, that we will see. In zero order reaction, zero should be the power of the concentration of the reactant, because we know the sum of the exponential term of the concentration of the reactants, or sum of the power of the concentration of the reactants, are called the order of the reaction. So sum should be 0 for zero order reaction. So rate equals to, we can write, if R to P means reactant to product, it is showing. So rate equals to minus dr, concentration of the dr by dt equals to k R to the power 0. Okay, so concentration of R to the power 0 it will be. So this is the consider this reaction. We can the graph it is given, that we will discuss. First we have to know what is the rate law of this reaction. Okay, so first we will see the rate law of the reaction. From here it will come k equals to r0 minus r divided by t. From here it is coming. Okay, from here it is coming. So now the decomposition of ammonia on hot platinum, it is coming, it is for the example for zero order reaction, where 2NH3 it will produce N2 plus 3H2. So rate equals to k NH3 to the power 0. 2 is the stoichiometric coefficient. Again I am repeating, 2 is the stoichiometric coefficient and 0 is the order of the reaction. Okay, so this is the one more example. It is given that thermal decomposition of HI on gold surface. This is also one more example of zero order reaction. So in zero order reaction, R2 product rate equals to minus dr by dt equals to k R to the power 0. So R to the power 0 means 1, any thing to the power 0, it is equal to 1. So dr equals to, it will come minus k dt. After integration it will come concentration of R equals to minus kT plus I. I is the integration constant, and integration constant we will find out this value at the limit 0 to R0. That means whenever T equals to 0, that concentration of the reactant R equals to minus, when T equals to 0, that means concentration of the reactant R equals to R0. Okay, so R0 equals to, R0 means the concentration of the reactant at the initial time, whenever the reaction has not started. Okay, so this is the reason first of all. So I equals to, it is coming R, concentration of R0. Okay, so substituting I, value of I, R equals to minus kT to R0. So if we do the graph of the concentration of the reactant with time, then we will get this kind of graph, because y equals to mx plus c minus mx plus c, and slope will be negative, k equals to minus k equals to slope. Okay, so concentration of reactant versus time, it will come like that. This is the graph that is required for that, the concentration of the reactant versus time. Okay, and this is the graph for the rate of the reaction with time. Rate of the reaction, it does not depend on the concentration of the reactant, because R to the power 0 means 1, and rate of the reaction means minus dr by dt. It is equal to the rate of the reaction. So rate of the reaction versus time, if we do, then concentration, it will does not depend on the concentration of the reactant. That is why it is coming the parallel, this type of graph. Okay, so I think all of you can understand this point. So this is the rate law of the reaction. Which reaction? The zero order reaction. Now similarly we are coming to the first order reaction, that it is the first order reaction I am saying about. The rate of reaction is proportional to the first order of the concentration of the reactant R. Okay, so rate equals to, as like the zero order reaction, minus dr by dt equals to k into r to the power 1. So dr by dt equals to k r to the power 1. The rate equals to rate versus time. If we do, how we can find out that the graph? We will find out if we find out the rate law of the reaction. So rate we have got. Similarly, by the integration we will get dr by r dx by x. What we will get by the integration ln x. So just like ln r equals to minus kt plus I, and the same thing when t equals to 0, then r equals to r0. R0 means the concentration of the reactant at time 0. That means initial concentration of the reactant. So it will come I equals to ln r0. So if we do like that, if we convert it into log, ln, if we convert it into log, then 2.303 r it will come. So it is coming like that. Okay. So this is the rate law of the first order reaction. Log r0 by r equals to kt by 2.303. So now this is the rate versus time. Rate minus dr by dt, this is the rate, and time versus time. So rate of the first order reaction exhibits exponential decay, because minus negative sign is there, so decaying will occur. Okay. And if we do the log r0 by r versus t, then slope we will get, this is y equals to mx, that kind of graph, that kind of plot we are getting. So log r0 by r, this is y, equals to m is the slope and x is t. So m equals to k by 2.303, that is slope, and time is t. Okay. And we can give one example of first order reaction, that hydrogenation of ethane, that is C2H4 plus H2. It will produce C2H6. That is the example of first order reaction, and decomposition of N2O5 and N2O it is also the example of first order reaction. So next we are coming to half-life of the reaction. That is, the half-life of a reaction is the time in which the concentration of the reactant is reduced to 1/2 of its initial concentration. The concentration of the reactant is reduced 1/2 of its initial concentration of the reaction. So 50% reaction, that means will occur at that time. It is called the half-life period. Okay. So for first order zero order reaction, that rate expression we have already got, k equals to concentration of r0 minus r by t. So when t equals to t half, then r equals to 1 by 2 into r0. That means the concentration of the reactant, it is the half of the initial concentration of the reactant. So the rate constant at t half becomes, it will come r0 minus half of r0 by t half. So t half equals to r0 by 2k. So this is the half-life for the zero order reaction. Similarly, for first order reaction, we can, if we see that for the first order reaction, we can see, we can get the half-life period by same way, just like we have to just write the rate expression or rate law for the first order reaction, that we already got it, that k equals to 2.303 by t log r0 by r. This is the rate law of the first order reaction. So whenever t equals to t half, then r equals to initial concentration of the reactant divided by 2. So the above reaction becomes t half equals to 2.303 by k log 2, or we can write t half equals to 0.693 by k. This is the half-life period for first order reaction. So for zero order reaction, we have got it over here, that r0 by 2k, and for first order reaction, we have got it like 0.693 by k. Now we are coming to our next topic, that is pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction means reaction which are not truly the first order, but under some conditions it will remain like first order. Like you can write one example that hydrolysis of ester is one of the common example for pseudo first order reaction. This is the formula of ester, CH3COOC2H5, ethyl methyl group it is there, and COOR group it is there, that is why it is a ester. And when it will be hydrolyzed or it will react with water in presence of H plus catalyst, means in presence of acid catalyst, then it will form CH3COOH and C2H5OH, that is alcohol and acid. And whenever this reaction will happen, this is called the pseudo first order reaction. So just like R rate equals to, for that we can write CH3COOC2H5 and H2O. Here we can see that CH3COOC2H5 its power it is 1 and H2O its power is 1. So total power should be 1 plus 1 equals to 2, but actually it is not, because in the presence of high amount of H2O, as H2O is present in high amount, so its concentration we will consider it as unity. So 1 to the power 1 equals to 1. So what will be the order of the reaction? K into CH3COOC2H5 concentration, that is its power it is nothing, it is given, that means its power is 1. So that is why it is like first order reaction. And similarly the cane sugar, whenever it is hydrolyzed in presence of the second example I am coming for, in presence of H plus or in presence of acid catalyst, it will produce glucose and fructose, and also it is one more example of pseudo first order reaction. So what we have discussed today, the rate law for first order and zero order reaction, the half-life period of first order and zero order reaction, and the concentration of the reactant with time for first order and zero order reaction, that we have discussed today. Again I am repeating something, that some important topics of today's topic, like first of all the rate expression how we will get from the rate law, that is minus dA by dt equals to K into A to the power 0 for zero order reaction. A is the reactant, or you can write R also, and for zero order reaction it is coming like, it is for zero order reaction it is coming, the rate expression it is coming R equals to minus KT plus R0. R0 is the initial concentration of the reaction and R is the concentration of the reactant at time t. Similarly, we are getting for first order reaction it is K equals to 2.303 by T log R0 by R. By this expression, we can easily find out the T half for the reaction. How we can find out? So T half is the half-life period, that means the time in which the concentration of the reactant will be just half of the concentration of the reactant at that particular time. So suppose the initial concentration of the reactant is R0, so the at T half it will be, the concentration of the reactant will be R0 by 2. So we have to put the value in the rate expression only, then definitely we will get the value T half. Okay. And one more thing we have discussed today, that is pseudo first order reaction. Pseudo first order reaction means whenever two reactants, whenever it will be reacts, sometimes it, like for hydrolysis of the ester, hydrolysis of the cane sugar, that time as in the presence of water it is very high, the concentration of the water we consider that it is in unity. So that is why 1 to the power 1 it will come, and the concentration of the reactant, that is to the power 1, that means the order it will actually order it should come more than 1, but as the concentration or as the presence, the high presence of water, due to the large presence of water in that particular reactions, its concentration should be considered as unit concentration we will consider for that. So I think all of you can understand whatever we have discussed today. Next time we will study about the activation energy of the reaction, and how the factor K, that is rate constant, it will depend on the temperature. That we will discuss in our next video. So thank you. Have a nice day.